Our goal is to maintain our weight loss. And like many of you, we have found intermittent fasting to be a great tool to help keep us on track. So in this video, we're going to discuss 3 ways that we typically use intermittent fasting to help us do that.
And so, so we're in maintenance phase now, but I would say that when we were losing weight, intermittent fasting was a great tool too. So
Absolutely.
wherever you are, if you're in the weight loss stage or you're in the maintenance stage, this is a great tool to keep you on track. And for me, I kind of take the traditional route with intermittent fasting, meaning that on most days of the week, certainly not all of them, I will fast for between 14 to 16 hours. So I typically end my eating day 3 hours before bed, and then go, till around 11 or so, when I'll break my fast with a salad that has a lot of fat on it. So avocados, full fat dressing, nuts and seeds, those types of things to kind of break my fast. And during my fasting window, I don't take in any calories. I learned how to drink coffee in college because I wanted the caffeine to help me stay awake, and I just drank it black. And I kind of got into that, just drinking black coffee. That's how I prefer it now. So I don't add cream or very often MCT oil or anything like that. And I will just add, before we go into how you do things a little bit differently, we talk about this very nonchalantly in intermittent fasting, and I think for people that might just be kind of new to this whole realm of low carb dieting and high fat, they might be thinking, how are these people going so long without food? Aren't they like crazy hungry? But it truly is, when you get away from the high carb diet so that your blood sugar's not peaking and then crashing, hunger is experienced totally differently. Honestly, this morning, we're going to go lunch right after this video, right? I haven't eaten anything. Have you eaten anything?
I haven't had anything since lunch yesterday.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So now for me, I just started to get a little bit hungry right before this video. What I'm saying is that it is truly a wonderful thing when you're on a controlled, high-fat, low-carb diet. Intermittent fasting just works seamlessly into it.
Right. And we have been doing this for 2.5 years. It's become very much a part of our lives. We don't really think about it too much. It's just kind of an automatic thing we do now. So you mentioned your black coffee. So I like a little cream in my coffee. Now I have switched from like a heavy cream, dairy cream, to a coconut cream, just to see if the dairy is having maybe some effect on me. I kind of get these notions sometimes that certain things affect me somewhat negatively. So I switched to coconut cream, which is very good. It's a little less calorie, but it's all fat. And I have that in my coffee, throughout the day, even some MCT oil. And I consider that what I call a fat fast.
Right.
So until I get to my dinner time, I might be going, 20 hours or so before I actually have food. But I am getting some fat in my coffee. And there is some recent research that kind of points a finger in the direction that fat calories and fat, when you are fasting, has a little bit different effect than maybe taking in protein and carbohydrates, and that the body doesn't treat it the same. We've tested my ketones and my glucose. We know that my intake of fat doesn't change those. So we have an idea that it's not affecting insulin. So I think that there is something to that. It's always worked for me. Like I said, 2.5 years, I've been including this.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I will do now, I will say that the basis for what I do is very similar to yours. I mean, if I just have a basic day, I might do, lunch and dinner. Like today, we'll do lunch and dinner.
Right.
But I do like doing the fat fast, especially if I'm busy at the office, because I can easily have a coffee there that I can sip on throughout the day. Right. I also do an OMAD day, often once or twice a week, just kind of depending again on my schedule. But that stands for 1 meal a day, and typically I'm going to have that as my dinner meal. Now on those days, I am a little bit more focused on doing that. Like I'm a little bit more purposeful. So I'm not doing the cream in my coffee and those kind of things.
Right.
That dinner is my only caloric, intake for the day. So a lot of times, I'm going to include some meat, some vegetable, maybe some sausage, some cauliflower rice, or steamed vegetables and a steak, or even, one of the recipes that you make from the Freedom Health Program, which are very good, very high in fat and satisfying. And calorically speaking, I probably at least 1,000 calories in that one meal. But sometimes, if I'm having a steak, it might go up to 2,000 calories because I do have a steak problem. Hard to stop eating that good steak. But that's kind of how we use intermittent fasting in a few different ways. And there's probably other ways to do it.
Yeah. So maybe you can let us know what you found that works. But it is a great tool to either help you along your goal or keep you at your goal weight. So we hope that was helpful. And thanks so much for watching. It is always great to talk with you guys, and we will see you back here next week. Thanks.